This video is geared towards helping to train volunteers on how to help bidders at a live event register on the Public Registration Kiosk, and then also how to place bids and pay invoices on the Public Bidding Kiosk. So the first part we're going to go into is registering a bidder on the fly from the live event registration kiosk. So your live event registration kiosk link is found under Invite and Promote, Links and Widgets. And so this is going to be the link that you're going to want to paste and put into onto a laptop or onto a tablet. And the kiosk looks like this. So it's just a simple web form that you're going to have your bidders complete. Once they fill it out and hit complete registration, it's going to send a text message with a link to your auction. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out right now so you can see the process of how it works and what the bidder will see. Your password can be really any length, 3 characters or more. And then they'll go ahead and hit complete registration. You want to make sure that yes is always checked so that they receive text messages from our system. And now they can walk away, and within 30 seconds, they're going to receive a text message with a link to your auction on their phone. And the next person can walk up to the kiosk and start typing in and filling out the form. And you can do this multiple times. This registration kiosk can be put onto as many tablets that you want. You do not need to be logged in to the admin area for this kiosk to work. So it's an independent link that you can put onto any device, and you do not need to be logged in to your admin account for your auction. So that's how you're going to register people using the registration kiosk. So these are anybody that wants to get your auction on their phone and start bidding electronically. Once they click on the link in the text message, they're going to be automatically logged in and ready to start bidding. Anytime they are outbid, they're going to receive an outbid notification text message with a link directly back to the item so that they can bid again. And I had already received the text message while I was here talking, so it goes really quick. So usually about 30 seconds or less, they're going to receive those text messages from our system. So now the next thing to do is that's registering people, so it's a very simple, straightforward process. Now, if there's ever any issues with someone clicking on the link and maybe their cookies are not enabled when they're using the live event registration kiosk, you want to just make sure you help them go into their phone settings and enable cookies. Our site needs cookies enabled so that we can keep them logged in throughout the entire process so that they don't have to keep logging in every time they receive an outbid message. So some of the main issues that you're going to see when they are registering is cookies are not enabled. If that's the case, help them enable cookies, and then they can clear out their web browser and then click on that text message that they received one more time to open up the auction again. We automatically log them in through that link, so it's a special link with their credentials already kind of encoded into it so that they're automatically going to be logged in. They don't need to remember a username or password. So if for some reason they didn't receive the text message, have them fill out this form again. Most likely they forgot, or they put in their home phone number instead of a cell phone number, or maybe they mistyped their cell phone number. So if it's been a minute or two and they haven't received their text message, go ahead, have them fill out the live event registration kiosk one more time. It'll update any information that they had put in the system. So we, all of our accounts revolve around an email address. So if they use the same email address but then update the cell phone number on file, it'll just update their account, and that will get them logged in or get the update the cell phone number so that they get the text message again after that. Now, you can always verify the information that they have put into the system. So if we come back to our admin area, we come down to live event options and then attendees, and you'll see the new registered person in our system. So this will show you their cell phone number they have on file, also their bidder number. If we ever need to enter someone, let's just say you have an older bidder that they don't have a smartphone, and they're going to use the public bidding kiosk to place a bid. So in that situation, what we want to do is we want to add them in as an attendee so that we can create a bidder record for them and then assign them a bidder number. So for all of those older bidders or bidders that don't have smartphones that are going to use the public bidding kiosk, what we want to do here is we come over to the All Attendees page, click Add Attendee, and then we're going to go in and just put in the bidders, really as much of the information you have. So I'm just going to call it offline bidder. And then you're going to see that we're going to auto assign a bidder number. Now you can always change this to whatever bidder numbers you want. So we'll go ahead and save this attendee. So now you'll see I have my offline bidder. There's no cell phone on file because obviously they don't have a cell phone. We don't need it. But the main thing here is we have a bidder number for them. So now what we want to do is we want to go over to the public bidding kiosk. And the public bidding kiosk we found under Invite and Promote, Links and Widgets. And it's this link right here. So this is going to be a link that you also want to put onto a tablet or a laptop. And this is going to be the bidding page for anybody that does not have a smartphone or just wants to walk up, or maybe you have a volunteer that is going to be manning this kiosk. So this again can be put on the same tablet as your live event registration kiosk, and just maybe have two tabs open so that you can flip between tabs depending on the time of the time of the day or the event at the event. So what this looks like is it looks similar to this. So you'll have your home. We're going to kind of shrink this down just a little bit here so you can kind of see what this looks like. It'll be even smaller on your cell phone, or on a tablet or a laptop. But what you're going to do is with the public bidding kiosk, you'll have them have your bidders search for by the items by name or number. So basically you can click on one of the items when they find it. And how this works is we just need them to bid with one unique identifier. So we most likely suggest the bidder number here. So in our situation with our offline bidder, we're going to go ahead and put in bidder number 105. If this is the bid, we're going to pre-fill the bid amount with the next minimum bid. So they can bid this amount or higher, so they don't have to do the minimum bid. It's up to them. So I'm just going to leave it at 120, and then you just have the bidder hit the place bid button. And as a volunteer, you can do this for the bidder. You can turn the iPad or laptop around and have them do it. But all they need to do is verify that you have their bidder number in, and then go ahead and hit place bid. If the bid is successful, it'll give you a green successfully placed message, and the bidder can basically walk away from that item and or bid on more items. So to bid on more is basically just click on the items tab at the top. It'll bring you back to your items list, and they can come in and find the next item that they want to bid on and go ahead and put in their bidder number, hit place bid again. And again, they'll be successfully placed. Now, at any point in time of the night, if the bidder wants to check the bidding status, because if they're not using cell phones, they're not getting outbid notifications. So in that situation, to check on their bid status, the volunteer will hit the My Bids button. And to look up status, you basically just have to type in the bidder number and hit Get My Bids. And you'll see all the bidding that they've currently placed bids they place items on. Their status will be high bidder, which means they're still winning the item, or it'll say outbid. If it says outbid, you can basically just click on the item again and enter in their bidder number again. It'll have the new bid amount, and then you can go ahead and hit place bid, and they'll become the high bidder again. So from here, there's really not much you need to do on a volunteer standpoint, other than just helping bidders, either look up their bidder numbers or help them find items and place bids on those items. So now if another bidder comes up and they don't remember their bidder number, again, you can come back to your admin area, go to Live Event Options Attendees, and then you can search for their name on your list. or just find their list, scroll through it, you'll find their bidder number. And if it's always usually good to maybe write it down on an index card or something, or maybe the volunteers can have you can download a list of attendees and just kind of carry it around with you. And then that way, if an attendee does walk up and says, hey, my name is Tom Kelly, can you, look up my bidder number? I don't know what it is. You'll have that printed list with you so that you can look up their bidder number and then come back to the kiosk and place a bid. So now let's talk about when the auction ends and what happens to and how people can pay through the public bidding kiosk. So now when your auction closes and all of the invoices have been sent out via text message, or they're at least available to start paying, how you can look them up and have people bid through the public bidding kiosk is have them come over to the pay button, pay tab, and then all they need to do is put in their bidder number and hit get invoices. And you'll see the 2 invoices that they won. There'll be a click here to pay button. You'll see all of the totals, any fees that were added to it, their final invoice amount. And then basically what you do is you just have them click click here to pay. And then this will pull up a credit card form. If you are having people pre-register credit cards, it'll basically have 2 options. One, to pay with the credit card on file, or enter a new credit card. All they need to do, fill this in, hit complete. Once they hit complete, your invoice will be marked with a big paid stamp on it. And then you can basically hand out the items to the winning bidders, and they're good to walk away with the items. So let me go ahead and show you what an invoice looks like after it's been paid. So after your invoice is paid, it's going to look like this with the big paid stamp on it. So whether it's on someone's personal cell phone or on the public bidding kiosk, the invoices are going to look exactly the same. So what you want to do is when a winning bidder, let's just say they paid at the table through their cell phone, they received the text message, they made the payment, or maybe you auto-charged their credit cards and we just sent a paid receipt out to their cell phones, which would look like this. The majority of the time, they're going to walk right over to the item table and walk right up to the item that they placed a bid on. And all you need is a couple volunteers to verify that their invoice has been paid. So what you need to do is just ask the winning bidder to see the paid stamp on their phone or on their invoice. They're going to flip their phone around. You're going to be able to read the auction items that they won. If they, it'll have the item number, the item name, and then a big paid stamp. If it has a big paid stamp, you can go ahead, hand them the item, and then they can walk away. If for some reason their cell phone doesn't show paid, but it shows a click here to pay, all you need to do, that just means their invoice has not been paid yet, and you can just say, okay, you just need to click this click here to pay button and follow the process. Again, it'll lead them right into making a credit card payment, either by clicking on one that's on file or entering a new credit card. So you want to make sure that they go through this process and actually make a payment. Now, if their credit card is not successfully charged, again, it won't say it won't say paid. It'll keep saying click here to pay, and it will not process that payment. So again, you just want to, as a volunteer, you want to make sure that you verify that there's a big paid stamp on it, and then you can read all of the items that they won, hand them those items, and then that person can leave because you know that they've already made a payment. So as far as volunteering goes, and issues that might pop up during the night, that's really all you're going to need to worry about. If for some reason someone's credit card keeps getting denied, maybe they have super high fraud alerts for online purchases, or maybe just insignificant funds, whatever it may be, we'll never show a paid stamp if the process was not successfully charged. So if for some reason their credit card payment does not go through, they'll need to go in and figure out, talk to the auction organizer and figure out a alternate form of payment, whether it's cash, check, or maybe they have a different credit card, or you can arrange a payment some other way. Now, if you have to, if they can't afford the items and you have to assign them to a different winner, we have a whole nother video training on how to assign items to different winners, and you can go ahead and check that out now. But as far as getting the volunteers up to speed on what they need to do the night of the event, this is really it. So it's very simple, straightforward. We try to make it as easy and streamlined as possible so that the user experience is very clean. So this is it. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to our Charity Auction Today support department. If you want us to jump on a screen share, we can walk through any final things. And then also don't forget, we always have on-call support available the night of the event. So go ahead and you want to make sure that you schedule that a couple weeks in advance so that we can make sure that we have someone available the night of your event. So that's it for this training. We're going to go ahead and see you in the next lesson.